In March, I had bare beds but big plans. Now it's May, and I'm going to show you something totally different. Come walk through my garden and see what's changed. Okay, so here we are by the back door. The Japanese maple has leafed out. It's looking great. I'm really, really enjoying it. Oh, still has the ugly orange tag on it. Whoops, I got some fancy silver tags to put on things like this that I haven't done yet. But I've managed to keep everything like pretty uncluttered. I just have 3 pots here, Gara, whirling butterflies, some mint, and some pansies. And on this side, I've got my passion flower vine, and it's doing well. I actually repotted it. I had it in a big pot, and I know these are really aggressive, and so I wanted to keep it in a pot so that it wouldn't spread everywhere. But when I moved the pot, there was a little bit of root down in the gravel. So I've had the vine sprouting right here. I've tried to dig it out, but I have a feeling it's going to pop up again at some point. So I got to keep my eye on that. But what I used the big pot for was a peach tree. I just couldn't resist this. I actually got it at Whole Foods. They just had some fruit trees out there, and it was so lovely in bloom. And I think it'll be really fun to try it in a pot. And it's actually got some tiny peaches on it. Again, I need to put a fancy label on, but this is the Contender variety. And I don't necessarily expect them to come to full ripeness this year, but I can't help but just try. Just leave them on there and see what happens. So backdoor area, feeling pretty good so far. All right, so the side pathway garden is doing pretty good. Not too much change here. I'm really happy with how the roses have bloomed for this first flush. They're a little bit past peak right now, but still really colorful. And already the vines are suffering. So they need to fertilize, some good water, and probably a prune here in a week or two once they finish blooming. The fennel is coming back strong. I think I mentioned it gets to 6 feet typically, but it's got a good start. I have not removed this heavenly bamboo yet, but I've got columbine in here, some heuchera, some brunnera, some other columbine. And I was undecided about what I'm going to put in this spot to kind of create a little bit of mystery. And I had a friend that brought back some elephant ear bulbs from Florida, and they were huge. They were like bowling balls. So I put one there, hoping that'll be a really fun, big annual leafy thing in a few months. And I also planted mint here, which people are very scared of mint in the ground, but like, I think this is defined area with cement all around it. So I'm hoping it'll be okay and it can just fill in with mint. Whoop. This is Nepeta catmint and more columbine and some little hostas. I put another elephant ear back here. This is my sage, and it has some bug damage from the 4-lined bug, and it really goes after kind of all the mint crops on my property and does this little kind of like dappling damage. So you'll see that on a few things. It typically happens at this time of year, and they just finish their life cycle and I cut it back. It's just cosmetic, but it does look really bad. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Now let's go check out some areas in the front of the house. My shady bed under the dogwood is coming along pretty well. I really like how the hostas are filling in, and you know, this bright variegated lariapi. I did add a few more hellebores in here. They're kind of hiding now, but I mean, these are just still showing up so pretty, even though the blooms are spent and they're just dried there. But the thing that is really a challenge this year is my hydrangeas in the back. We had super warm February and March, and they leafed out really early. And then we got 22 degrees like March 12th or so, and it killed all that new foliage and a lot of the stems. So I think we're gonna have not very many blooms on the hydrangeas. The plants are fine, they're coming back from the roots, but this year's probably not gonna be a very good show of flowers. So that's a bummer. We have a bird that's chatty and a little fledgling that's hopping around here, so you might see him or her. The azaleas did pretty well here, but the slam's ear is definitely taking over, so I have to decide if I want that or not and get it out. Oh, I thought I might have seen a 4-line bug. Nope. Hi! And my planters have been switched over to a little bit of a transition of spring and summer. So I still have my pansies, which were from cool season, but I've added a begonia and a wire vine. This does really well here, and a coleus. So I think I'll just kind of keep slowly taking out some of the cool season stuff and maybe add in a petunia or two if I have space once it starts to get warmer. But speaking of weather, it's just been wild and crazy. So you'll see some more evidence of that weather that we had. It's been really warm and dry, and now it's actually going to be down in the 40s again here in May, which is very unusual for us in Nashville. We are probably most likely past our last frost, but I'm still not planting out tomatoes, which you'll see when we get to the veggie bed. Okay, my little driveway strip, which I treat as a cottage garden and just have a really mixed planting of lots of different flowers. I am going to show you some footage of everything that's bloomed here over the past couple of months because I had a really great show of daffodils and yellow tulips. The peonies are just past their prime. The white irises have been here for the past couple of weeks. But come and see what's blooming now. So we've got these amazing poppies. I really love these, the Pandora variety. They've just got this like lovely rich red. In here, there's some echinacea, foxgloves, zinnias already planted, but they're not doing anything yet. This peony is definitely past its prime, but I'm leaving a few of these small buds on to see if I can get some more nice blooms. This is the Violet Queen Salvia, almost done with its first flush. My Shasta daisies are coming along nicely, filling in, gonna bloom soon. Phlox there, another peony. My lavender is blooming beautifully and it smells so good. I'll be harvesting this soon, make some simple syrups and things like that. Daffodils were here, and I know this foliage looks pretty bad, but it's really important to leave it up because it's got to collect sun, grow fully, feed the bulbs for next year. So that'll be another month or two. Oh, one last iris of the white ones. I've already got some dahlias planted in here, another poppy, echinacea with its buds, so that'll be coming soon. This is Eryngium, or sea holly. It's just so cool, and it actually has really, really blue flowers. In another week or so, those will have a really bold, metallic, kind of silvery blue to them. This Monarda loves its life. And I've got Gara here, some more of that whirling butterflies. These are the Nigella as they opened up. I did have some purple varieties, but they've self-sown everywhere and they're just kind of white, which is a little boring, but still I like it. These irises are amazing. It's hard to see in the camera, but the color is just so rich and dark. I even really love when they're just coming out of the buds because they're almost black. This dumb giant Artemisia wormwood, I'm gonna get rid of that. But lots of other black-eyed Susans, irises, a different kind of Monarda in here. I've got verbena planted, so nothing really colorful yet, but stay tuned. it'll be changing all throughout the year. So I don't think I've showed you this little section this year, but the elderberries are filling in, getting quite tall. I see some buds on them. I don't know how I'm going to reach those flowers and berries to harvest them, but it's wild. The azaleas bloomed so beautifully. I'll show some footage of when those were in bloom. And I've got lilies popping up over there. I'm not usually a big fan of orange, but they definitely show up, which is fun. And I had actually, they were here. The azalea got so big that it crowded them out. And I obviously missed a couple, so I'll have to dig those up again after this year. My hardy hibiscus has come back. Got alliums that already bloomed in there. A grass that's hidden and probably needs to be moved. Lots of fun things. Welcome to the veggie garden. I have to say, this is like my favorite time of year because look how full it is. I'll show you how it looked when I planted. You remember in the March video, these plants were tiny and I probably put too many in, but I don't care. I love it. It's so good. So we got sugar snap peas here. They're coming along really well and tasting good. I've got cabbages, broccoli. Come on through. So finish crunching. This is a sign of the crazy weather we've been having. Cilantro is trying to bolt. It's really cool tonight, May 1st, but we've already had some hot days. I think in the last video, I showed you my very meticulous triangular planting plan here, which is totally gone out the window because these things are so big, you can't even tell. The lettuce has been amazing. I am dealing with a few more slugs and earwigs than I would like. Come look at this. So the turnip greens are just tattered. Earwigs have been eating them up. But the turnips themselves are gorgeous. So it's time to harvest these and make a delicious soup or roast those up. They're gonna be really good. Arugula's been great. I had so much salad. I had my salad bar potluck last weekend and I fed 8 people salads, meal-sized salads out of this garden, and I still have plenty more. Kale's doing good, potatoes. There's so much in here. I've actually started pulling out things like this arugula, which is bolted, and put in a little basil down here. Oh, it's kind of sad. Perk up, little guy. But yeah, lettuce, carrots, this broccoli has been delicious. And I've got all my tomato and pepper starts here. They're definitely getting a little too big for their containers, but like I said, it's going to be in the 40s this weekend. So I'm glad that I haven't planted them yet because I can bring them inside overnight. Got a few peppers to go in and loving my potting bench. So that's pretty much it for veggies at the moment. As you can see, the grass pathways are still a work in progress. I did put down seed, but we just haven't had enough rain, and I haven't wanted to put the sprinklers on because I've been dealing with slugs, so I don't want the veggies to get wet. So anyway, I'm just dealing with it. It is what it is. I still am committed to trying to get some green pathways because I like walking on it. I like being able to just, like, if I see a dead leaf, just throw it down. Know it'll get mowed later. But let's look at some flowers that are around the perimeter. So I had mentioned in March that I really want a lot of blooms. I want to be able to give away bouquets all the time. I have a goal of having a make your own bouquet party. So I'm still working on it, but I have given away, I think, 3 or 4 bouquets so far. Jenny, who's filming, got 2 birthday bouquets, lucky duck. But right now I just have a ton of filler. So I've got this beautiful Orlea, which I could make a bunch of, but again, more Nigella. Oh, this one's got a little purple in it. That's nice. The snapdragons are just on the verge of blooming. The foxgloves are just gorgeous. I love them. Here's a snap that's almost about to bloom. But yeah, I've just planted zinnias. Like you can see how tiny they are right here, and a few dahlias, which are decent size, but definitely not giving me flowers anytime soon. So I'm kind of missing the big focal flower that I need to make a bouquet. Peonies were serving that purpose for a minute, but they're almost done. Ooh, I could use some of those orange lilies from the front. Maybe I'll do that. So this archway has peas here right now, and it'll have tomatoes. Oh, I actually already did plant some tomatoes down here. I put a few in, and they'll eventually cover the whole thing by the end of the season. But in these beds here at the bottom, I did some chaos gardening. So I had a friend who had like hundreds of seed packets donated to her, and I just like took like 20 different flower varieties and mixed them all up and scattered them all in here. So I don't even know what everything is. I know there's poppies in here, but some other mystery things. It'll be fun to see what happens and what kind of blooms I get. Some of them are annuals, some of them are perennials. And yeah, they're just all a mystery. And over here, the cut flowers continue. Some more of those awesome poppies, these snapdragons. Look how cute they are with their little yellow tongues there. Hello. But yeah, I've got larkspur, dahlias, some sweet William, blueberries, campanula. I mean, a lot of random stuff, but still plenty of space. I mean, this needs to be filled up. I got more to plant. I got more to do. So the bird bath wildlife sanctuary area has some big changes. I think I mentioned I was going to define the bed with some mulch, which I have done, added a few stepping stones that are still a little bit unstable. That's okay. I've had some lovely peonies here that are a little bit past. One sad thing that happened is that my dwarf mulberry seems to have completely died from that late frost we got. It wasn't actually late, but it had been really warm and it had fully leafed out. And then when the frost came, it killed it. So it's growing back again, just like the hydrangeas. It's growing back from the roots, but I think I'm gonna have to cut down all of these trunks, which is a bummer because the birds love to sit here and wait for their turn at the bird feeder. So maybe I'll just leave them up. I don't know. I have also, well, let me come around back here. I also added a 9-bark, which was beautiful when I got it and it was fully bloomed out. I think I'm going to be really happy with it here. It does kind of like fade into the darkness with this dark purple foliage, but the idea is really for it to just get big and kind of create a screen from my compost and my neighbor's garage. So hopefully it gets to 5x5 maybe this year. That would be amazing. So bird bath area coming along, still a lot of work to do. I got to get this level. Oh, can't keep it straight. Oh well, there's some other flowers planted in here, some alliums. I'll fill it in. I'll add more. Come back and see. Come back and see in a month. So the Westside fence is another little kind of cottagey vibe, and I fill it up with random things. There's echinacea, yarrow, lemon balm, more snapdragons, but I'm trying to get some height over here to create a little bit of a living fence. My neighbors have a pokeweed growing, so you know, it's serving its purpose. But I do have some really nice hollyhocks here. I've got one sunflower that was a volunteer, but I've planted more sunflower seeds, and a fig tree that I'm hoping will get decent size this year. So that's fun. I need to work on this trash tree, probably put some herbicide on it. Don't want to, but I can't seem to kill it any other way. And I think I might do squash in this back section over here again, let them just run wild. but I've got to get rid of the canna. Okay, come and see. It's so relentless. If anybody's grown this in Nashville, you know it is hard to get rid of. And you can see it's popping up here in the pathway. And I just mow it and I dig it up and it just comes back with a vengeance. I don't like it. The bugs get at it. It looks ratty by the end of the season. I mean, it does create height, but it created too much shade for my squash last year. So trying to eradicate it this year. So that's the May 1st tour. If you want to see how everything looked in March, I'll put the link to that video down below. And definitely come back in June because there's still so much happening, still so much potential, and I think it's going to change a lot in the next month.